Veela, this is bizarre. 5 days after, the allegations of child rape against those two teenagers, minor teenagers, the girls are being, moved out of the hostel. Images show the seer apparently entering the hostel. What are you making of this?
We're so shocked to see that the seer is roaming about in the premises of that Mutt, and not just is he at that inside his Mutt alone, but he seems to be, or at least seemingly appears to be moving around the hostel area where the girls have been residing for the last 6 days, ever since the FIR was filed. Now remember, Shiv, this case is not a days old. We're talking about allegations that have been made from the start of 2019, 3 years of sexual abuse and assault and rape is what the girls have claimed in the FIR. So for 3 years, they've managed to bear with this. If these allegations are true, then we're looking at these girls bearing with the atrocities for 3 long years, staying at that very hostel. And now, finally, when they've mustered the courage to come file a complaint, these girls are kept at that hostel despite the complaint being filed while the accused seer is still living at that Mutt, which is grossly a violation of the POCSO Act. In fact, the girls have finally, after much media pressure, it appears, and India Today has been on top of this story, highlighting the lapses in police investigation. Finally, we're looking at the police now acting and escorting those girls out of there. Let me remind you and our viewers here, those girls' parents, they have not been allowed to interact with their own children ever since the FIR was filed. That's the kind of protection these girls have given from their own family members, but doesn't seem like the real protection against the accused here has been given to those girls, which is shocking. Police lapses right from the start to today, all exposed, but doesn't seem like they're deterred by any kind of pressure here from the media, of course. It appears that there's someone stopping this arrest at this point. We're not too sure who, but of course, looking at the political influence, it could be someone or multiple netas who are trying to stop this arrest from taking place.
One can only imagine, with the brazenness of what is unfolding before our eyes, one can only imagine, how much influence peddling is going on, in the background. How many people are turning the screws to keep people safe despite POCSO laws. Just imagine this. Child rape allegations. The charges have been filed, the seer has been booked, he's still not been arrested, he's not been questioned, he's actually roaming around. The girls in the Mutt have all been moved out for the purposes of investigation to make it look like due process is being carried out. But the man accused of committing those alleged crimes is still walking free. Let's be very clear about that. You're innocent until proven guilty in the Indian judicial system, but under POCSO laws, you don't get to walk free after allegations of child rape. You have to be detained and questioned. That's the bare minimum that you will face if there are charges of child rape against you and if that case is registered. And yet, Shivamurthy Sharanaru continues to walk free 122 hours and counting. Pictures from just moments ago captured by India Today's Sagai Raj, who is right there at the Chitradurga Mutt. The hostel is being emptied, the girls are having to be moved out, but Shivamurthy Sharanaru, the Chitradurga Mutt pontiff, the chief pontiff, seer, he continues to be there, he continues to walk free. The police are on the perimeters of the Chitradurga Mutt. They haven't even entered, forget about questioning him or even arresting him. Is there any possibility of an arrest, Nabila? Are you hearing about any possibility of an arrest, or is this, how long can the law just stretch this out? How long can the police stretch this out before they finally arrest him? What are they waiting for, really?
Shiv, they've well past their time. It's 6 days on. We're looking at failures in the whole protocol of an arrest of a man booked under POCSO. So they're at least 6 days late. There's no scope for any delay because these girls are minor girls. They could face threat from all quarters, in fact. And looking at the influence he has, there could be immense pressure on these girls to take back the case. And that said, the police should have arrested him or detained him by now, only so that these girls, or he does not use his influence to pressurize these girls to withdraw the case. Very possible, because they are minors. Their parents are from a background not very privileged. They come from the SC/ST community, which is a scheduled caste, a scheduled tribe community. So we're looking at a backward class people there who are not very affluent within the society and are not affluent or influential, do not have that kind of money to back themselves, to have a lawyer or a counsel, etc. So pressure on them could very well mean that they would buckle. They could buckle, and that's the reason why the police should act with immediate effect. There's no sign of arrest, Shiv. Let me tell you, all the leaders who've spoken to India Today so far have only stuck to the point that he's innocent. It's a grave charge. It's a sensitive matter. Investigations should take place. He's cooperating. The height was one of the leaders saying that he's cooperating with investigation. How is he cooperating if he's still in the mutt? It's above us to even imagine that this man is cooperating by any means, because he's holding press conferences. Other seers are going and meeting him. The man is sitting very comfortably. If you just see the visual there, Shiv, I'd like you to take a note of that shot where the seer is just walking into the mud. You see how people are falling down to their feet. Well, that's the norm and that's the tradition, yes. All acceptable, but this man that you see there walking is the accused. He's accused under POCSO Act of rape and sexual assault on 2 minor girls, but yet he's receiving that kind of support and worship from his people. They are falling to their feet to obey to him as part of their ritual that they do regularly in the mutt. But the point is that the man still has that kind of impression among the people within his community and his mutt. He's untouched. Not as the police there. In fact, have been going in and out of the mutt multiple times, in and out of the hostel multiple times, but they've not decided to actually detain him so far. A medical test. Why is it so important? Because we're talking about 3.5 years of alleged rape and sexual assault. By now, 6 days, if there's no medical test done, this could also alter the process of the investigation, Shiv. He must be taken for an immediate medical test and then be taken for questioning. That is basic.
Truly, truly shocking. Police nowhere in sight. Seer walking totally free. 123 hours and counting since child rape charges were filed. He's been booked for over 5 days now. He walks free inside the Chitradurga mutt. The girls in the hostel have all been moved out. No action taken just yet. Incredible amount of influence. This is what God-men in an election-bound state enjoy. The law is a joke when it comes to such people. Clearly, we will keep a track of this story. India Today will not let our viewers down. This is a story we know has outraged you, and we will continue to keep you updated on that.